We are going to start this yoga class with a chant, and we'll do it call and response, so you can listen or you can sing along in the response. And this chant, the word Purna is repeated several times, and Purna wants to indicate a feeling of wholeness, and sometimes it's translated as perfection. And the idea is that everything that is whole, is perfect. If you take a flower, if you take a plant, and you look inside of it, it's perfect, it's complete. If you look at the design or the matrix of the way the seeds are arranged, it's not missing anything. And oftentimes in our lives, we're looking for, oh, if only I just had this one more thing, then I could be perfect. Then I could be happy, then I could be complete. And if we look at our lives like that, then we're missing the perfection that already is there. And it's not that I have to gather a bunch of things in order to reach completeness or perfection. It's that each thing, each item, each experience in and of itself already has a form of completeness or perfection. And so we'll sing to that idea. Start with 3 ohms. Find a comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall, and begin to breathe deeply. Close the eyes if that helps you. Inhale. Purnamada, Purnamida, Purnamada, Purnamida, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Purnameva Vashishyate Purnamada, Purnamida, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. Purnamada, Purnamida, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Namadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnameva Vashishyate.
Silently saying a prayer that all of our actions may be devoted to the betterment of other beings. If you'd like to make a dedication for this class, please do so now. Gently open the eyes. The theme for this class is the idea of service, humility and service. And another way of thinking about service, though they're not exactly the same in terms of definition, but I don't believe you can really have one without the other. And this word is devotion. You could say that you're serving without being devoted. And I would say that maybe that isn't really service. And when I say devotion, which in Sanskrit is bhakti, I mean that you are fully committed to the service that you are doing. And it's not a mental thing, like, yeah, I definitely am going to do this service. It's not just that. It's something that can't really be described so much by words and so much in the mind. A friend of mine just recently had a baby, and if any of you have had children, this will probably ring true with you. I don't have this experience, but hearing from her these details really stuck with me. She, of course, is breastfeeding her baby because it was just recently born. And I said, how often? And she said, oh, it's every 2.5 hours or so. And I said, wow, that's a lot of dedication. Because that's through the whole day. I mean, you wake up in the middle of the night to do it. And I said, do you have to set an alarm at night? She said, no. My body knows. I don't even actually have to look at a clock. That I'll feel it in my heart, in my chest, that it's time for me to feed this baby again. We're that connected. And she said she wasn't even expecting anything like that before she gave birth to this child. And she'll say that she'll feel it, and then she'll look at the clock and say, oh, yep, it's been about 2 hours and 20 minutes. She's probably about to start crying. Oh, there we go. And to me, that was amazing, that her body, her whole self is so connected with this other being that her service to this other being isn't something mental. It's not something she checks the clock for. It's not something she has to think about, oh, right, I need to remember to feed the child. No, it's so connected to what she is doing, to who she is right now. To me, that's devotion. That's a great illustration of what devotional service is. And one could even argue that it goes beyond that, and it's that type of connection, but with God. Not but with God, because God is in everything. So that connection that you have with your child is a connection of God. But if we think about make our thought even more elevated, that everything that we do, can we do it as a service to God? So when we offer someone help with something, when we donate money, as many of you all have so generously done, can that be not just because maybe, oh, I feel like I should, or it might make me feel good right now, but can that be done as a service to God? Can everything that you do be done as something so connected, so complete, like what we just sang about, so whole, that every act is part of this connection with God? That's what we'll practice today. And so we'll start in downward facing dog. This class is an open level class, and that means there'll be things that are challenging, and there will be options. So if something is too challenging, no problem, don't do it. Do one of the many options, whatever feels good for your body. And if something is too easy, feel free to make it more challenging. We start in downward facing dog. We check out the alignment of the wrists. We want them parallel with the front edge of the mat. Spreading the fingers nice and wide. Press down the joints right where the fingers meet the hand, especially that of the index finger. Pull the belly in and up. If you're familiar with the bandhas, this is Uddiyana Bandha. Pull Mula Bandha in and up. If you're not familiar with the bandhas here, it's like you're hugging in the muscles that you would use to hold going to the bathroom and pulling them in and up towards the center, as if you're zipping up from the core of your pelvis all the way up through your abdomen. Bend the knees, lift the buttocks slightly, and if there's any curve in your lower back, take that curve out of the lower back, straighten the legs, and press the heels towards the floor. Notice if the heels are hugging in towards each other. If so, open them out a little bit. You want a line from your second toe to the middle of your heel, even in this pose. Yeah? And as you can hear, Will is doing the Ujjayi breath. It's the sound of the ocean. Contract the muscles of the throat as you breathe in and out. On your next inhale, you'll step or jump your feet to meet your hands. And exhale, fold forward in Uttanasana, standing forward bend. The forehead yearns towards the shins. If it doesn't touch, it doesn't touch. Find completeness or wholeness right here in this pose, even if the outward form of the pose is not what you're expecting, or not what it looks like in Yoga Journal, or something like that. Wait for your next inhale and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, allowing the head to be the last to rise. Exhale. And inhale, lift the shoulders towards the ears, gently. Exhale, gently roll the shoulder blades onto the back of the spine without making any crunching. Here, notice if the pelvis has begun to stick forward at all. Reactivate Mula Bandha, that zipper action, all the way up through Uddiyana Bandha, the abdomen. Hug the thighs in towards each other. Rotate the tops of the thighs in towards the center. Press down through the feet, especially through the inner edges. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, forehead towards shins. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump to plank pose. Lower knees, chest, chin, same exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog, shoulders back, gaze upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here, we're finding wholeness and completeness in our breath. Breath isn't short or staggered or staccato, but deep, profound, as though you're breathing with your entire body. Inhale, lift the right leg up behind you. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Exhale here. Inhale again. And exhale, swing the right foot through between the hands. Lower the back knee. Press the back knee down and forward. Press the front foot down and back. So you're hugging the two ends of the body towards the center. And here, feel free if you'd like to put the hands on the front thigh, or if you want more of a challenge, you can lift them up towards the sky. But keeping them on the ground is fine too. Also, if your hands don't reach the ground, you can always put a block on either side of the foot for your hand. Inhale and exhale, lower the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Exhale here. Inhale, left foot up and back. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. Inhale again. Exhale, swing it through. Lower the back knee. Again, that inward squeezing. So front foot presses down and back knee down and forward. Find integration, wholeness here. What are you serving? You're always serving something. So are you serving your ego? Are you serving your desire to be right? Are you serving something that in the end doesn't really help humanity, which we do all of the time because we're human? Take whatever variation you'd like with the hands. Or are you serving something more divine? Are you serving God? Are you serving someone else? Are you offering this pose to another person, another being, another creature? Even just the good thought. There's a quote that says, a good thought is worth millions and millions of actions. Inhale and exhale. Place the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Even just a good thought. Even if we just think, oh, I just wish that person would be happy. That is already worth even little mini tiny actions that don't have the good thought behind them. So the thoughts are super important, super valuable, especially during this practice of asana. Slowly, with your next inhale, step or jump the feet towards the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, this time reverse swan dive towards standing. Arms reach up towards the sky. Hug the thighs in towards the midline. Exhale, hands by the sides. Inhale, hands up towards the sky. Arch back just slightly, keeping the abdomen engaged. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, heart forward, gaze forward, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump back to plank. Lower, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. This here is chaturanga. Inhale, heart forward and up, gaze up, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. And 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, step or jump the hands, the feet to meet the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach everything up to the sky, arch back slightly. Exhale, hands to prayer. Close the eyes. refocus yourself on your intention if it got lost in any way. Find where you can have more integration, more wholeness, more completeness. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the seat, reach the arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump back through your choice of vinyasa. If you're going down through chaturanga, don't go lower than the elbows. Lift up a little bit, come back to plank. Yeah, lift up just a slight bit. Exactly, same line as the elbows. Now, inhale, heart forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Rise to warrior one. Back heel can come down or you can keep it lifted if you have any problems with the knee or hip. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Fold forward in bowing warrior. Inhale, bring the hands on either side of the foot. Step back on the exhale, lower down. Inhale, heart forward and up, Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left foot forward between the hands. Rise, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, interlace the hands, opposite way this time, and fold forward. Exhale. Inhale, hands on either side of the front foot. Exhale, step back, lower down. Inhale, heart forward and up, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. It is said actually that we really have no choice but to serve God because God is everything. And you might not use the word God, you might use Allah, you might use Jesus, you might use my grandmother, you might use Mother Nature. But we really have no choice because God is everything, or the great energy of the universe is everything. And so we're always serving it. It's just that sometimes we resist. Sometimes we have our own desires, at least I do, our own desires that we want to serve more, even though we really know that we might be missing the grand boat, and we're on our own little boat on the side, kind of doing our own thing. But in the end, we have no choice but to come back to the big boat. So maybe it makes our lives a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit easier if we just go with the big boat from the beginning. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, step or jump the feet to meet the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the seat, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the seat, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, lower through your vinyasa. Exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward between the hands, rise, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, bowing warrior. Inhale, hands by the sides of the feet. Exhale, step back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left foot forward, rise, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, bowing warrior. Inhale, hands by the sides of the foot. Exhale, step back, lower down. Inhale, heart forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale, gaze forward, step or jump the feet. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands by the sides. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, bowing warrior. Inhale, different this time. Hands on either side of the front foot. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Lift the back heel. Yeah. Spend a couple of breaths here. Breathe into the back of that right leg. If you want more intensity, lift the right toes. Less intensity, you can walk the back foot forward slightly. Or, of course, bring blocks underneath the hands. On your next inhale, lift the back leg into standing split. Inhale. Very good. And for this version, don't worry if the left hip lifts up a little bit higher than the right hip. This is just playing, opening up, breathing into the back of that right leg. Take one more inhale here. And exhale. Jump the right foot back to three-legged dog. With the right leg down and the left leg up. Yeah. And your choice, three-legged vinyasa or four-legged. Inhale forward, exhale lower. Inhale open, exhale, push back to downward dog. Don't rush through anything. Whether it's difficult or easy, allow your breath, keeping the rhythm of the breath constant. Allow it to be your guide. That is your guide to what is whole, what is integrated. Yeah. Inhale, left foot forward in between the hands. Rise, warrior 1. Exhale, bowing warrior. Inhale, hands on either side of the front foot. Exhale, lift the back heel, lift the back heel, straighten the front leg. Lift up just the back heel. So back foot is on the floor. Yeah, straighten the front leg. Yeah, square the hips here. If the right hip is behind the left hip, squeeze it forward. Do whatever variation you did on the other side. Take just a couple of breaths. Keep the breaths constant. Not becoming shorter or shallower just because the pose gets difficult. And inhale up to standing split. Ekapada Uttanasana. And here, don't worry if the right hip lifts up a little bit higher than the left. For now, don't worry about that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Jump that left foot back until you're in three-legged dog. Keep the right foot lifted the whole time. Yes. Your choice, 3 or 4-legged vinyasa. Inhale forward. Exhale lower. Wait. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Dhanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale here. Inhale, standing split again. Ekapada Uttanasana. This time, do level the hips. If the left hip comes up above the right, just squeeze it down so that it's equal with the right hip. Imagine there's a wall behind your lifted foot and press that foot into it. Yeah. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Open the heart here. Gaze forward even slightly. Keep the length of the spine as you bring the heart towards the shin. Heart doesn't have to touch the shin, but what you don't want is a rounding in the back. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Press even harder. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale. Lower the left leg to the front of the mat to meet the right. Yeah. Inhale. Bend the knees. Drop the seat. Utkatasana. Gaze up towards the sky. Open the heart. Exhale. Fold forward. Standing forward bend. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back behind you for standing split on the other side, Ekapada Uttanasana. Notice if the right hip lifts up. If so, pull it down. Yeah? You want your heel directly behind your hip. It's a little bit hard to know where it is. Maybe ask a friend. Press that right foot, that lifted right foot, into an imaginary wall behind you, even if you don't have a friend helping you out. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Gaze forward even slightly. Feel like you're opening the heart. And then bring the heart towards the shin. Yes. This pose is not just your legs, right? It's integrated, it's complete, it's whole. Serve with your whole self here. What are you serving right now? Just your leg? Or is it your whole body? Whole body can be a metaphor for the whole world, right? We don't have to think about our body as being something that's only for us. It can serve us. Thinking about our body as something that is a metaphor for what the whole world is. It has all of these different parts that work together, that serve each other, that all in all function to serve the soul, so that the soul has a transportation. That's just like us. We're just like one little piece of the fractal, one little piece of the body of the earth. And so if we can do our job completely and wholly in our body, then we've got that practice, we've got that image of how we can serve the whole earth and beyond. Inhale deeply and exhale. Lower the right foot into standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Hang there for a couple of breaths. If at any point you need to go to child's pose, which is with your knees bent, you can show them well what child's pose is. And you're sat on your heels, your knees come wide, your heart comes towards the earth. Your arms can be stretched out in front of you. And if you do that, I recommend coming to fingertips so that this stays active. Your shoulder blades still hug gently towards each other on the back body, but your neck still stays loose. If this is even too much, you can also bring the hands by the sides. Inhale, bring the hands forward. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale here. Inhale, we'll rise up all the way to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. The back heel comes down to the earth. The front heel stays where it is. You want the front heel, if you were to draw a line from there to the middle of the back arch, it should be parallel with the long edge of the mat. Yeah? Inhale, bend the right elbow, and you can place the right forearm on the right knee. Or you can bring the right hand all the way down to the earth. Or you can also bring the right hand down to a block. Whatever feels more comfortable to you and doesn't cause you to crunch here. You want this to be nice and long, the right side body. Press down with a lot of energy through the back edge, the outside edge of the back foot. And just as well as doing the left arm comes up and over the ear. It's like you're opening your heart up towards the sky, and that upper left arm is helping you do it. It's like your wing. You're flying open. You're flying your heart open to God, open to the world, open to the beautiful energy of the universe. Inhale and exhale. exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, squeeze the right leg straight. Bring the left hand straight up towards the sky. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Same alignment with the feet. Same option, of course, with the block. Difference here in the outer part of the pose is that the left arm is perpendicular to the floor. We still want a nice long line in the right side body. Pull that right hip back slightly to give you a little bit more space here in the right side body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lengthen the neck. Exhale, press the head back just slightly to open the front of the throat. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, smile. Exhale, 5. Inhale, bring the left hand down. Exhale, step back, move through a vinyasa of your choice, or go straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, downward facing dog. A vinyasa is another way of thinking about wholeness or completeness, integration. While each pose individually has its wholeness and its completeness, Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Together, the movement together has another essence of completeness, another essence of wholeness. And it's really beautiful. Wait for your next inhale to bring the left foot forward between the hands. And exhale here. Find some stability, find some integration, wholeness, completeness, even here. Sometimes the easier poses we tend to just breeze right through them. Well, easier. And on your next inhale, we'll lower the back heel and come up to warrior 2. Exhale, bend the left elbow and place it on the left thigh or whatever variation you took on the other side. Right arm along the right ear at about 45-degree angle. Think for yourself of an image that you'd like to emulate. Maybe an image of a bird opening itself up to the wind. Maybe an image of someone giving themselves wholeheartedly to a service, to God, to another person, to a child. And even if that image physically isn't what you're making right now, even if the shape is slightly different, have the image of that wholehearted, entregar is the word in Spanish, of throwing yourself in there wholeheartedly, 100%. Surrender, that's the word, thank you. Press into the outside of the right foot. 3 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, smile with your whole self. And exhale. Is that 3? Inhale, squeeze the left leg straight, right hand up towards the sky. A great teacher of ours, Jackie Slaughter, says it's like you're high-fiving God. Think about it. I mean, if you're high-fiving God, you're not going to put your hand just wimpily like this. Bill's not doing that. He's doing it with a lot of great, great, great energy. But if you're high-fiving God, I mean, it's not just your hand. Your whole self has to be involved, right? You know how hard God is going to high-five you. Or maybe it's going to send a shock of electricity through your whole body. I have no idea. Inhale and exhale. 2. Inhale and exhale. 3. Inhale and exhale. Press the knee. 4. Inhale and exhale. 5. Inhale, right hand down. Exhale, vinyasa of your choice. Meet in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend knees, gaze forward, step or jump the feet to meet the hands. Exhale, close the pose. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Urdhva arch back just slightly, keeping the abdomen engaged. Exhale, Tadasana. Find integration even here in Tadasana. Sometimes we think, oh, we finished the pose, we can just relax. But you're still in asana. You're still in connection with Mother Earth and Father Sky or Father Time or God or the energy of the universe. They're never off the clock. For our next pose, we're going to come to the wall. So if you don't have a wall nearby, see if you can find one. So we'll take this mat and we'll turn it to the side so you have the mat for this pose. Mm-hmm. And we will start with a pose that we've done, Ekapada Uttanasana, which is standing split, but it'll be at the wall. So we'll turn around and face away from the wall, and you're going to have to play with the distance a little bit, just depending on where you are. You'll bring the hands down to the earth, and you'll lift one leg up towards the wall. Yeah? The idea is that you walk your foot up the wall as much as you can, and then you start walking the foot that's on the ground back towards the wall. The stretch is incredible. Increíble. So you can get a sense of what it looks like from the side. Right? The idea is that your foot can walk even further up the wall as you breathe. The breath opens you. Find where your edge is here. And notice that with the breath, your edge will start to shift. Same alignment here with the spine. Very important that we keep the spine nice and long. It's not exactly straight. The spine isn't straight, but nice and long and open. And we don't want a curve inward in the upper back. That's not desirable. Think about pressing out through the crown of the head, opening the heart. That is what we want. And we'll take, how many of you say? We'll take 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale, deep Ujjayi breath. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Now, for fun, keep the right leg up and see if you can switch legs without bringing the right foot down first. It's just a fun thing to try. And if you want to even try going into handstand from there, feel free. Will, would you like to try? Cool. We'll try again after this side. This time the left foot is on the wall. And notice there might even be a difference in size. But don't go in with any expectation. Well, that's impossible. Always have some sort of expectation, but notice that maybe you have an expectation. Where's that expectation coming from? Is that expectation something that is written in stone? Is that something that must be that way? Is that a message from the universe that that's the way the pose should look? Or is that something that the ego is saying, right? Usually, at least for me, it's the ego. And so if you notice that, that's amazing. If you notice it, it's amazing because the ego, you're always going to have the ego, right? So the steps that we need to go through are noticing when the ego is speaking to us and when it's really our true self speaking. Of course, true self is another beautiful way of thinking about integration, wholeness, completeness. find here a perfection. Letting go of all your expectations, all your worries, all your fears, but just in this moment. It's beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. One. Inhale. Exhale. Two. Inhale. Exhale. Three. Inhale. Exhale. Four. Inhale. Exhale. Five. Now, you're going to walk that left foot down, so it's still on the wall, but down all the way almost to the floor, and so the left knee will come down to the earth. Yeah? Okay. The transition here is a little bit tricky. So the left foot is going to go back up the wall, and the left knee is going to come very close to the wall for the pose of ninja. Yeah? See? Let's get another angle. Now, in this pose, it's very easy for the knee to not feel so comfortable. And so if you'd like to put a blanket underneath the knee, feel free. Yeah? The heel, as you can maybe see, goes to the outside of the hip. Not right behind the bottom, but to the outside of the hip, right? Be careful here because the knee can be very sensitive. If the knee is very sensitive, another option is to roll up a small towel and place it right behind the knee joint. And that can give a little bit of relief, yeah? Now, here you find the amount of spice that is good for you. Always with the breath, always integrated. Not trying to do something for any other reason other than to be present with what your body needs, because really you're the only one who knows what it is you need to do. Your inner self is that intelligent. They say the soul has 3 characteristics: Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat is full of spiritual knowledge. It knows everything. You wouldn't be able to understand a spiritual teacher, including a yoga teacher, if you didn't already have this knowledge. Feel free, if you want more intensity, to put your hands on the front thigh. If you're not feeling it still, press the knee down towards the earth. Chit, I mixed up. Sat is that it's eternal. It always is. Chit is that it's full of knowledge. And Ananda is that it's completely happy. So your soul already has these qualities. There's nothing that you have to do in order to get these qualities. It's already there. And we just are covered and covered and covered with layers. That's why we don't always remember it. Some of these layers are coming out right now in this pose of ninja, right? Oftentimes we have a lot of emotions that get caught up here, the front of the thighs and in the hips. And this is an opportunity to breathe into those and see really what they are without judging them, without thinking, oh, you're covering up my soul. How dare you? No, it's perfect. Even the layers are beautiful and perfect. We'll take a few more breaths here. Even, this is sort of a strange example, but even sometimes if you've seen like a piece of fruit that's gone bad, it's got really bad, like you left in the bottom of a drawer for who knows how long, even that is something beautiful. And we're trained to think, oh, how gross. But if you just look at it for what it is, it can have beautiful patterns that repeat and that change. So there's beauty and perfection in everything. Even things that we think like are not good, that don't serve us, right? There's beauty and perfection in all of that because there's beauty and perfection in the soul of everything, the consciousness of everything. That's what we're here practicing, remembering. Now, we'll keep the back knee where it is, and we'll walk the front foot forward. You bring the hands to the ground to do this. Yeah. Come as far forward as we need to, and you can shift the hips away from the wall here. So the hips were right above the knee, now they're shifting forward away from the wall. So you're giving a nice lengthening in this back thigh. Yeah. Good. And here I really invite you to just play around a little bit. A lot of options. You can stay right here and breathe. Without furrowing the brow, without getting frustrated, smile, smile. You have another option to put the hands on the front thigh. Well, that's extremely intense. Don't do that unless you feel like you need another challenge. But really, what you need to do is breathe. That's all. That's all you got to do. And with our next inhale, we'll lift the right arm towards the sky. If that's too intense, you can also put the right hand on the right thigh and use that to help you twist. So with an inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, allow the heart to open up towards the sky. Gaze up towards the sky if that's available. Notice if you're using any extra muscles in the neck that you don't need. Yeah? Inhale. And exhale. Notice how Will's right knee is still directly above his right ankle. That's very important. Another option, if you'd like, is to reach around with the right hand and grab the back foot. And if you're doing so, grab it from the outside because that will help open the shoulder up. You can also grab the ankle, or if you don't reach it, no problem. You can put a strap there too is another option. Beautiful. If you have a friend that can help you a little bit open up your chest, they give support with their leg here on your back, and then with their hand, just open up gently. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the right arm, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right hand down. Woo-wee. We're going to switch to the other side. Move slowly, slowly here. You might notice immediately when you bring your knees to the ground, there's a big difference in the two sides. So we're walking up the left foot up the wall. And so the left heel comes to the outside of the left hip. And for some of us, we won't be able to walk our knee all the way to the wall, and that is fine. Find the place that works for you. But what everyone does need to do is press the knee down into the earth. Yeah? And start with the breath. Check that the left knee, right. The right knee is what you're pressing down into the earth, and the right heel is what's coming to the outside of the right hip. Sorry for the confusion. The left foot, you can also press down into the earth, and the left knee is directly above the left ankle. Yeah? And again, find here where you need to work. You already know. Sat Chidananda, eternal, full of knowledge, and completely happy. That's what you are. You are not Will or Rachel or the body that you have. You are not that. You're using this body for a short time before you go do something else, right? This is just, it's less than the blink of an eye in a day of Brahma, creator of the universe in Hindu philosophy. Find whatever variation works for you. Perhaps after a while your edge shifts and you want to bring your hands to the front thigh for more intensity. Perhaps the side is a little bit more difficult, more challenging. Just notice that. There's no judgment necessary at all. What can you do in this moment to find true perfection? Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale, bring the hands to the earth. Begin to walk the front foot forward. And the hips come forward with it. And remember to take a few breaths here to just play around. Find a place where you're feeling the breath doing its work, clearing out old stuck energy that no longer serves you. So that you can become even more clear, more purely devoted to that which you would like to devote yourself to. There's a quote by, I think, St. Paul in the Bible that says, basically, I'm paraphrasing, I'm putting in modern language, I don't get me. All the things that I know that I should do, that help make me happy, that help make other people happy, I just don't do them. And all the things I know that I shouldn't do, that don't help me and don't make other people happy, I do them. I just don't get me. Why do I do the things that I do? Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left hand up towards the sky for a twist. Clearing out this process of hatha yoga. If we make it so, if we make it more than just a physical practice, press here, lengthen the neck, then we can clear out those things that keep us from doing what truly makes us happy and truly makes others happy, and therefore serves the world, serves God, serves Mother Nature, serves our true self. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, open the heart, softening, opening, loving. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, full, purna. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, open. One more. Inhale. And exhale, release. Walk your hands forward. Come all the way to downward facing dog. Here you've got a couple of choices, depending on where you're feeling. Stay in down dog, come to child's pose, or jump forward to malasana. Great. So if you don't know what malasana is, here it is. Feet are out at about a 45-degree angle. Knees go the same direction as the feet. You don't want the knees to come more inward facing than the feet. You can use the arms to press into the thighs, and the thighs press back into the arms. Inhale, find length in the spine, just like we did in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, relax the muscles of the neck. Gently bring the shoulder blades together and the back body, open the heart. Another choice, for those of you who want to spice it up a lot, take this into crow pose, Bakasana. If you don't, stay in malasana. If you don't know what crow pose is, stay in malasana. Or if you really want to try it out, bring your hands to the earth, press down all four corners of the hands, which is right where the index knuckle meets the hand, thumb meets the hand, and then pinky knuckle meets the hand, and then the outer edge. And knees come to the backs of the arms, and we'll step or jump back everybody into vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Yes, to make sure we have enough room for this. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. Open all the way up. Chamakarasana, wild thing pose. Feel that heart lifting up towards the sky. This is a pose you have to be 100% integrated in, because if you're not, you can hurt yourself. You're not really even doing the pose. So find a way that you can fully do this pose. If this pose is not for you, no worries. Just stay in downward facing dog with the leg lifted. You can still find a way to be 100% in that pose. That's what matters, not the outward form of the pose. Inhale, lift that leg, flip yourself back around, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the other leg. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. And with breath, make your way into wild thing. Lift the hips. Everything that's touching the floor, press it down super strong, especially where the knuckles meet. Especially the knuckle mound where the index finger meets the hand. Yeah. Lengthen the neck. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Stay full. Inhale, flip yourself back around. Yes. Yes. Now, inhale, lift the right leg up behind you. Exhale, swing it through. I'm going to come practice a pose of the greatest servant, one of the greatest servants. Lower the back knee. Yeah. Now straighten the right leg. Lift the right toes. If you need a mat or a blanket under the back knee, feel free. Or you can roll your mat over. And now here you can play with it. If this is feels easy for you, slide that right foot forward just a little bit. If Hanumanasana is super easy for you, still stay in Ardha Hanumanasana, this pose, for just a few breaths. If your hands don't easily come to the floor, you can put a block underneath each hand. Just to show. Yeah. If you don't need it, you bring the hands to the floor. Press the right heel down and back. Press the left knee down and forward. We're preparing ourselves for Hanumanasana. Hanuman, the great servant of Ram. Hanuman, an incarnation of Shiva, who Shiva, whenever Krishna or Vishnu is incarnated in the earth, he never comes alone. He always comes with a team. And one of the beings that comes with him is a devoted servant of his. And not a servant in the way that maybe modern day we think of, that just is there to be your butler and to bring you tea when you want it, and it's their job and nothing more. But this is a servant of devotion, a servant of love, that Shiva just loves Vishnu and wants to serve him so much that he's willing to be incarnated as whatever species, in this case a monkey man, to serve Ram, to serve him, to make sure he has anything that he needs. Yeah? So from here, stay here if you'd like, or move into full Hanumanasana. And that means straightening the back leg, lifting the back knee, and sliding the right foot forward. Yeah? Here, we do want to make sure that we've got our spine nice and long, because we don't want any rounding. Yeah, beautiful. And another option too is to bring tall blocks on either sides of the hips, so that instead of this just being a forward bend, it's something that can help us open the heart. Another option is to place a block underneath the back thigh. Is that what you're saying? Yeah? Yeah. Right now we've got the hips nice and square. Sometimes the right hip wants to go forward. But here, looking great. Notice how the right foot is super flexed. The right toes are coming back towards the face. From here we just breathe. Imagine you are a monkey god, Hanuman, flying through the air, delivering something to someone that you love very much, someone who truly, truly needs something. And imagine yourself right now bringing that to them. Maybe someone you don't get to see very often, Maybe someone who's sick and you're bringing them some magical medicine that's going to cure them. Imagine really that you could do this. Believe it. Take one more big breath in and out. And as you're ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. Just for a few breaths, notice the difference between the two sides of your body. And find beauty in that too. Perfection, completeness. Inhale, bring the left foot forward between the hands. Exhale, lower the back knee. Straighten the left leg, lift left toes. Ardha Hanumanasana. We might have this thought like, oh, I don't need to do half Hanuman, I'm ready to go to full Hanuman, I just did it on the other side. That doesn't honor the completeness, the perfection of each pose. Ardha Hanumanasana is no less perfect, no less complete than full Hanumanasana. Right? In fact, every asana, every connection we have with the earth is no less perfect than any other. Planting beautiful flowers that we can use to give to people, to make them happy, to adore our version of God, or herbs or food that we plant that is used to make people healthy. That is no less of an asana, no less of a beautiful, perfect moment than full Hanumanasana, flying through the air, floating off the ground, flying through the air. Keep the Ujjayi breath going nice and strong. There's the story of Hanuman, who at one point Ram's brother was sick, another of Ram's crew, Vishnu's crew. As you're ready, make your way into full Hanuman. That's your practice today. And Lakshman was sick. And so Ram said, I don't know what to do. I need help. I need this specific herb that will help him. And Hanuman said, oh, no problem. I'll go get it. So he flew to the mountain, and he didn't know which herb it was. So I love the story. So instead of saying, oh, I'm not sure which one it is, let me just guess, and hopefully it'll be the right one, he said, no, I live to serve. No, not like I'm doing this as a favor, oh, I'm so great at doing this. No, that is who I am. I am a servant of Ram. He lifted the entire mountain and flew back with it. Can you imagine that amount of devotion, that amount of pure love that gives you the kind of energy that it would take to carry an entire mountain, flying nonetheless? Imagine if everything that we did could be that full of love, that full of devotion. And practice that right now. There's no way, a teacher of mine once, well, probably 100 times said, you cannot reach a goal that you do not imagine. So if you do not imagine that you could be so filled with love and devotion that you could be capable of flying through the air, then no, it will never happen. Right here, right now on the mat, it's time to practice it, time to imagine it. Who are you serving? Inhale and exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the knees knees wide, sit back on the heels. Child's pose. Lift the head just slightly and take the right arm, lift it up towards the sky. And you're going to bring the right hand through this hole here. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. And breathe. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the right hand. And exhale here. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, bring it through, twist towards the other side. And breathe. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale. Feel free to stay here in child's pose. Feel free to come into headstand. Feel free to put your legs up the wall. So we'll take 15 breaths here in headstand, then come to half headstand with the legs parallel to the floor for 5 breaths, then 5 breaths back up in headstand, and then we'll lower down completely back to child's pose. And if you're in child's pose, then all of those breaths, you just stay right where you are. If you're in headstand, keep the abdomen in and firm. Press into the tops of the feet. Hug the legs towards each other. Careful that your back does not become banana back. It's not that your belly does not shoot forward and then your back becomes rounded. Pull the belly in and up like you're doing that zipper from the beginning of class that we talked about. Press the parts of the arms that are on the ground, press them down into the earth. And slowly we'll make our way onto our back. If you've just come down and you need a few more breaths in child's pose, feel free to stay there. And once you're on your back, you can lift the right leg. Keep the foot flexed. Notice that the left foot is also flexed. And we'll interlace the fingers around the back of the right thigh. Notice if the right hip is lifted off the ground. See if you can make it square, just like we did in standing split. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Release the fingers and allow the leg being straight to slowly lower down to the earth. And the left leg lifts. Interlace the fingers with the opposite thumb on top. Again, notice if there's any crunching in the left hip, if you need to make more space. Sometimes it's helpful even to have someone just put their hand here. Remind you to make space. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, keep both feet flexed. Exhale, 4. Inhale, smile. Exhale. Slowly lower the left leg down, keeping it straight. And when it hits the floor, lift both legs, bend the knees. For Ananda Balasana, arms on the insides of the knees, hands on the outsides of the feet. The heels directly above the knees. And what happens often here is that the lower back lifts up off the ground. That's not what we want. So energetically send the lower back down towards the earth. Tailbone down towards the earth. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take as much time as you want in Ananda Balasana. If there are any other poses that you would like to do before you go to Shavasana, please feel free. If you would like a blanket or something to cover yourself with during Shavasana, because here in Chile it is winter, please feel free. Begin to move your fingers and toes. When you're ready, pull the knees into the chest and roll over to your right side. The process of Shavasana is one of reintegration. Just by practicing it, you're already in a moment of completeness. You are whole. You are perfect. This moment is everything. Slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seat. And we will end with a chant that we do with the students in the school, which is Om Gracias Om. And if you don't know, gracias means thank you. And this is an offering of thank you from our hearts to all of you for being such loving and kind, devoted, amazing friends and family that we don't even know yet. Thank you. Inhale. Om Gracias Om. The light in me honors the light